Right, so I'm videoing this in the morning and it's the 27th of April already. So today I'm going to do the paper pumpkin. So I've already done a couple of cards and I'm just on to my last one for this individual set. So I'll just show you what I've done so far. There you go. Right, so you make a set of 9 cards, 3 of each design. In the paper pumpkin you get all the cutouts. I'll show you all the cutouts that you need. Good. So there's quite a few different ones in the set. You get the different card designs. So there's a dog one. Oops. There's a stripy one in the set. And another one that's got a little wood grain on it. Oh, can't see that one. Did you see this one? Okay, so 3 different designs, and I'm just going to finish off a set of 3 different ones, and then I'm going to have a go at implementing one of the designs, which is the one that I'll do now, and use it for any other kind of DSP or something like that. So I've got a few things in mind back there, ready to go. So I'm going to get on it. Oh yes, it also comes with the envelopes, 9 envelopes. Okay, so I'll just switch you over to a desk camera. Okay, here we go. So what I advise you to do is when you're working on a card is to get all of your bits and pieces out first, because it can get quite confusing, and I found that it took a little bit longer to get it done. You need to keep yourself organised, and also you need to follow the directions on the card. So I'm just going to show you what these look like. Here we go. So each individual one has their, so it's number 3. So I've done number 3 already, and I've done number 1 already. So I folded mine back, my instructions back, so I didn't have so much paper on the table. And this is the one that I'm going to do now. Okay, that's fairly simple, but read the directions and follow them. And the other tip is to, when you're using new photopolymer stamps, you need to condition them first. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm presuming we're using some of these other stamps. So it's got here, first of all, to use your stamps. So you need to get this part here. It shows you there. That's that part there. And we do a stamping on that. Okay, so first one, just get in the right place. First one to do is Happy Birthday. So I'll get that one out. Now I don't know if I've used that one yet. No. So what I do to condition, I just use the ink pad, and then I sort of go down on here and just wiggle it around to get all that ink off, and then I just give it a clean and then just stamp it off again. Now make sure that you get your stamp dry, because I did one of mine. It wasn't quite dry, and it bled a little bit on this one here. what actually happened is that I was doing something else and I thought, oh, the stamp needs to be moist again, because, and then I'd huffed on it and kind of made it all yucky, I suppose. So just move that over, get myself in the right position. So I am going to stamp happy birthday on this piece here. So which way up? So you do it up this way. So I'm going to, I advise you just to sort of stamp over it. Just very lightly tap it and get a good coverage. Let's check again. Here we go. Stamp right in the slightly towards the bottom. So even it up on the vertical sides and stamp in. So I just hold it for a little bit and then flick it off. Okay, and just clean your stamp up. Now I found that it's probably easier if you've got a whole lot of acrylic blocks that you can set up all at once, but I'm just using this so you can see how it works. I'll just leave that one up there, and on this one I stamp, so the writing is quite small, for me anyway, so it says older, wiser, better, so I need to get that one off. Older, wiser, better. There it is. This one has not been used either. So, oops. So I've got a little bit wobbly there, so I'm just going to put it down on the surface and pick it up. Right, so I'm going to condition this one again because I haven't used it yet. Yikes. So I'm just going to stamp it off and just see if it's suitable. Looks good. So I'm just tapping it on here. So when I did the first one, I timed myself, so it was just less, it was actually probably bang on 15 minutes to do it. So not too bad. And stamp this in the middle here. So I sort of line up the edge of the actual whole stamp, and then, yeah, so you get it right in the middle. Okay, that's good. I find with the photopolymer stamps, you need to sort of just slightly wiggle them, which you wouldn't do with the red rubber ones. So the next one is the seagulls. Now I've used this one before, so I won't need to condition it. So I'm going to be stamping on the pattern, and we're going to go up in the sky here. So is it the right way around? Yes. So I'm just going to put it in here, right there. So you always need like a seagull stamp because you can put them anywhere you like. And what else? We're going to get the, not sure what this is, whether it's bulrushes or something like that. So you can do that one. I've used this one before, so I don't need to condition it. And on the instructions, I need to put it here. And over the other side. Dental taps. Okie dokie. And down here. So, and over the other side. go. So you'll notice today that it's not quite so fuzzy, which is cool. Not sure what I did, but it's something and it helped. What next? So I need to put those ones out of the way, and I need to put dimensionals and tear and tape on the different parts. I need my blue one, and I'm going to put dimensionals on it. Now they provide all of the parts that you need, so your adhesives and the little embellishment bits. I'll show you them soon because it's cold. Yeah. 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 Now I might put a few more dimensionals on because I kind of like it. A few more. Put one in the middle. Didn't quite put that on. So I'm going to put them all on the side here. Yep. Putting lots of them on. Okay, and so next thing is to put tear and tape on the back of this scene. There. Push it down quite a bit, and it makes it easier to get off. Okay, that one's done. So I need to do this one. And use tear and tape for that. Just happy birthday. We put dimensionals on the back. Where did I put the dimensionals? It's very funny. They were just there. Without hiding. So yeah. Yeah. Oops, not too many off. There. Yeah. Okay, next one is the green one, and we put 3 dimensionals across there. Right, now we're going to put them all together. Main part done. Oh, I haven't done the bike yet. So what are you guys doing for Anzac weekend? So in New Zealand, it's Anzac weekend. We are celebrating what happened earlier this last century. I guess it's not celebration, it's remembering. Should put another one here. At work we had a memorial award, and we had someone coming to speak to us from the RSA. It's pretty cool. Right, so we get our... Alright, so you put on your bits onto the blue thing. right underneath. So we put it on the blue thing. Okay. Right. Yes. So put put your plain mat onto the striped card base. Of course, if I put lots on, then I have lots more to take off. So I've got a little tray beside me that collects all my bits and pieces. So we're going to push this down to here, up, go, and then put the scene on. So I use my take your pick to get this off. It's quite tricky. I tried to do it without, and I bent the card back on the first one I did. So you can just pick it up a little bit here. Now I've ruined my take the pick. I tried to use it for something else. It was to get something to do in the house. I did. What that was for. Right, and then we put this little green one at the bottom. There. Just turn it around, put it in. Getting this lined up is about the hardest part of it. There we go. And then we put the bike on. So you need to be careful of the steps that you do it. You need to observe very carefully which bit goes on first. So whatever is underneath will go on first. Otherwise you get yourself all mixed up. So here we go. Short goes on next, but I think they're both a little bit the same. Oops. Dropped it in my trash thing. Okay. Oh, make sure it's up the right way. So it's just on the, I should put that down a bit further. We'll be alright with that. Just going to put it, yeah. So the bite should have been down a bit further. See if I can pick it off. I won't. I'm going to rip it, so I know I will. So, yeah, and then happy birthday on the bottom of that. That's very cool. Yeah. Should put it up together too. Silly old me. So what I'll do is I'm going to just trim that a little bit. I might just cut it. So you won't see the top of that because I'm going to put it under that little green bit. It's just a little bit too close to the bottom. So next time little bit more. To the side. Make sure you've got your happy birthday in the right place. And there we go. Let's do a bit of a fix it there. So that's the third one. So it took us 20 minutes, that one. So that was the longest one. Oh, so I'm just going to put a card with that. So that's all our 3. Bike one. Fishing one, and the ring one, I guess. There we go, cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a go at doing it with a non-kit part. So I'm going to use these. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one or the Autumn Trees one. So I think the Autumn Trees is on the last chance list. It might not be now. And I'm going to use some of mine. It's actually expired. This one or this one. This one or this one. So they are scenic type things. And that one's a Meandering Meadows. That's an old one. So they're both Meandering Meadows. So I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to cut it down. Here. I'm going to use my new ink colours. Now these ones here are in the US measurements, so I'm going to do mine in the New Zealand or the metrics one. So I'm going to use my 2026 to 2028 painted patterns, which is the new in colour selection of designs. So let's just have a quick look at this. Check down here. So they have the stripes on one side and the big stripes on the other. Yep. And this one, we've got the stripes, smaller stripes on one side and the bigger stripes on the other. Same for that. So that's Andrea's Hue. Mix these up a little bit. Blushing blush. What is it called? Blush something. I think it's on there. Berry blush. So it's a very light colour. I have a 3 on the screen. So each colour comes in those coordinations of designs. And then there's Canterbury Crisp Cantaloupe. Oh, that's Golden Glow. This is Crisp Cantaloupe. So I thought, seeing this design here, steps of the way has a lot of green on it, I'm going to use my Peaceful Pines. So I'm going to use the striped pattern out of this, just so there's not too much of a variation. Put that over there. Right. So I'll cut my card cut down first, and I'll just find what I've done with my some pieces. Here they are. So I'm going to cut down peaceful pines to our matrix card base. So it's half of an A4, and I measure mine at 14.9. So I'm using a card pack that is a multi-pack. So if you're not sure whether you like a particular colour or whatever, you can get a multi-pack, which is 2 of each colour. Yes, so you get a little bit of a taster. So I'm going to cut this down. I'm just having a look at this card that I made. How much sugar and they put on it. So so I'm going to change it. I'm changing it around a little bit. So I'm doing the opposite. I'm doing stripes on the layer. Okay, so I'm going to. Nope, it's the wrong way. So wait a minute. I'm thinking again. I'm going to do it. It goes right up to the top. So and then I'm going to do 9.5 across. Okay, let's see if it fits. We'll try it out first. What do I need to do? So look, that should be fine. So I'm going to use my own dimensionals, just in case I run out. Of these. Now if you want a little tip about your dimensionals, whether you've taken the backing off them when they're on the card, what some people do is put a line through their dimensionals when they're on a dimensional sheet. I'll show you what I mean. So then you know whether it's backing taken off. Alright, so now I'm going to cut down this part here. So I want to get this part in. So I'm going to sort of trim it down. To be about, so I'm going to measure about 10 centimetres down and 8.5 across. So I'm just going to select which bit I want. So I want to get mostly this part here. Okay, so I'm going to do 8.5 across, turn it over, and going to take a little bit off the top and the bottom. I'm taking 2 centimeters off the bottom and 2 centimeters off the top, and then we'll see how we go. Okay, I'm going to layer it on here and see what it looks like. So I'm going to chop it a little bit more, half on each side. It goes right to the edge. It's a little bit of a waste of paper, but because it's I'll leave it like that. Actually, I'll just take a little bit off the bottom. Centimetre off the bottom. Yes, it is a waste of paper, isn't it? You can put this one off. So I'm going to glue this onto my stripy bit. And what am I going to do? Will I do a small tree in it? Right. Just going to have a look at this. There is a small deer in there. Let's see if it will work. Yeah, so I'm going to do this in actually there's a small deer in this one. I might use that. Didn't look there. There's a small deer in this one. Now I haven't used this seed yet, so I'll just open it up. And I wonder if it's got a die for that little deer. Actually it's got this here. I might just do that. There we go, it might be better. So I kind of keep these for my not dimensionals, embellishments. Sometimes they can be handy. So I'm going to cut this out of, what should I cut this out of? See if I've got some secret seed. I'm just going to go and cut that. Trying secret seed. doesn't cut the bottom bit out, just cuts the top bit out. Just push it out. Oops, to cut it a little bit. Go. Push it in there. Just use my scissors. It's a bit silly. Snip that back. And glue on. Let's do little dots. Some bits got cuts through it. And show them. I should have had my silicone mat. And I can see that I have put a bit up here. Pushed out one of the little doodagies. And push it on the bottom. Go. Cool. Didn't know that was in there. So try these things out, isn't it? And what else should we put a sentiment in there? So I'll just put this away first. See if there's any sentiments in this package. No, there's no sentiments on this. So we will see what we've got. Actually, we can just use the bits from the find it. Not in there. Where are they? What do they do with them? Must be here somewhere. After there. Okay. Shall I put it on there? Um, somebody's Father's Day or maybe birthday. Now I want some seagulls up there. That'll just float in a bit, won't it? And I'll use my secret C. Right. I usually stamp. Oops. Oh man. It's all over me. Usually stamp things before. Anyway, it worked out. Right, so shall we put on here? Stuff stuck to it. Now what? Just put this on there too. Put a little bit of brass on the side of it. So I'm just going to stamp this bit off so it's not so dark. Try it out. Yep. I have to watch with this because actually I'm not going to do it. It's not going to fit in there without making a mess. Oh man, I'm getting stuff all over the place now. Alright, so we'll just stick to sentiment. Just do happy birthday. Happy Father's Day. Yes. A little bit of a little light. And cutting it to size. Do 3.5. Get the dot on. Little sides, it looks like. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put something down here. That would be better because it's going to be standing out in the middle of nowhere. Change that idea. Okay. Now the set would go lovely with the Retreat suite that's on there on the catalogue. I'm allowed to show you at the moment until May the 5th. So it's quite good to have these nice slender looking oh, my tummy's rumbling. It's been Kai time. Just put them in here, not so bulky. put my mix up the top so that the trimmer goes along and pushes it up and sideways or down. And I tend to find that I get a little bit crooked that way. And I'm just going to cut a little bit there. With this trimmer you can get in quite close. So I'm just going to put it in there. I'm going to put it on mini dimensionals. So if you are on my mailing list, you'll be getting the May newsletter soon. And then on the 5th of May, the new catalogue will come into action. Keep an eye out for that. Okay, so I just put it in down there. And there is our card. Very, very simple. And it sort of follows the design of this one here. So there you go. You can use up your scenic DSP. So let's look what we've done today. So done the boardwalk one, gotta get in the right place. Boardwalk one with the fish, the life jacket one, thanks Dad, you're a lifesaver, and older, wiser, better, happy birthday one. Somebody who likes to go biking at the beach. That would be very difficult. And also one that I've copied off this design here using some retired scene DSP. So there we are. Thank you for joining me today. So that's paper pumpkin and a little additional card using the designs that were there. So yes, let's move it on Monday, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do for Wednesday, so let's make it a surprise. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you soon.